Most people believe that heart disease is a sudden dramatic event, a bolt from the blue that knocks you off your feet. But the truth is far more subtle and, in many ways, far more dangerous. Your cardiovascular system is a masterpiece of biological engineering, a network of conduits that carry oxygen-rich life to every cell in your body. But for years, sometimes decades, this system can be under attack. We call it atherosclerosis, the slow, silent buildup of plaque on the interior walls of your arteries. It isn't a heart attack that starts the process. It is the quiet, daily accumulation of biological grit that goes completely unnoticed until the damage is critical. The most terrifying aspect of arterial blockage is that the body often speaks in whispers before it speaks in shouts. If you know how to listen to these whispers, you can catch the problem while it's still reversible. Today, we're going to look at the 5 silent signs of arterial blockage that you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. These are not signs of getting old, they're signs of a system under pressure. The persistent calf cramp during walking. The first sign is something most people dismiss as a simple muscle strain: intermittent claudication. If you find that you develop a deep, aching pain, cramping, or heaviness in your calves, thighs, or buttocks, specifically when you walk, but the pain vanishes almost the moment you sit down or stand still, you are receiving a critical message from your lower limbs. This happens because the arteries supplying blood to your legs have become so narrowed by plaque that they can handle the resting flow of blood, but they cannot meet the increased demand required by your muscles during physical activity. It is a supply and demand failure. Your muscles are essentially crying out for oxygen that your clogged arteries cannot deliver. Do not brush this off as a result of getting out of shape. If walking a few blocks leaves your legs feeling like they are made of lead, your vascular system is struggling to keep up with your pace. This is often the first visible warning that the same plaque is building up in the arteries that feed your heart and brain. 2. The frequent radiating jaw or neck discomfort. We are all conditioned to believe that heart trouble feels like a heavy weight on the chest. While that can happen, the cardiovascular system often presents symptoms in the upper body that seem completely unrelated to the heart. If you experience a strange, dull ache or pressure that radiates from your chest up into your jaw, neck, or even your upper back, pay attention. Many people mistake this for a toothache, a tension headache, or a strained neck muscle. However, because the nerves that supply the heart and the nerves that supply the jaw and neck often converge in the spinal cord, your brain can misinterpret the pain signal. If you notice this discomfort specifically when you are exerting yourself, perhaps climbing a flight of stairs or carrying heavy groceries, it is a major red flag. It is your body's way of signaling that your heart is working in a state of oxygen deprivation. It is not a dental issue, it is a vascular plea for help. Number 3. The sudden onset of erectile dysfunction. This is perhaps the most uncomfortable sign to talk about, but it is also one of the most reliable diagnostic tools we have. In the medical community, we often refer to the male reproductive system as the canary in the coal mine for cardiovascular health. The arteries that supply blood to this area are much smaller than the arteries that supply the heart. Because they are narrow, they are the very first to become blocked by plaque. When the blood flow is restricted, the physical response becomes impossible. If you are experiencing unexplained erectile dysfunction, it is not just a sexual health issue, it is a vascular health issue. It is a biological early warning system indicating that your arterial walls are beginning to narrow. By the time you notice these symptoms, it is highly likely that plaque is already forming in the arteries supplying your heart and brain. Ignoring this sign is ignoring a direct, objective measurement of your arterial elasticity. Number 4. The unexplained hand and foot coldness. Do you constantly have cold hands or feet, even when the rest of your body feels fine or the room is warm? While many people blame bad circulation, this is often a symptom of peripheral artery disease, or PAD. When the main arteries are clogged with plaque, the blood that makes it to your extremities is severely limited. Look at your skin. Does it look pale, bluish, or even slightly shiny? Does it take a long time for a cut or scrape on your foot to heal? These are signs that your body is failing to supply the necessary nutrients to your skin cells because the delivery trucks, your red blood cells, are being blocked on the highway. If your skin is cool to the touch and the pulse in your foot is faint or non-existent, your arteries are likely significantly restricted. This persistent coldness is a sign of a system in rationing mode, where your body is cutting off the supply to the extremities to keep the vital organs barely functioning. 5. The transient brain fog and dizziness. The final sign is the one that most people blame on stress or long work hours: transient cognitive impairment. If you experience sudden, brief moments of dizziness, lightheadedness, or a fuzzy feeling in your brain when you stand up quickly, you may be dealing with carotid artery stenosis. Your carotid arteries are the two main pipelines that supply blood to your brain. If these are partially blocked by plaque, the blood flow to your brain is inconsistent. When you change positions, your brain experiences a momentary drop in oxygen, leading to that brief spell of dizziness or the feeling that you are spacing out. If these spells are becoming more frequent, it means your brain is operating on a razor-thin margin of oxygen. This isn't just about feeling dizzy. It is a sign that your brain's fuel supply is being intermittently cut off. In the worst-case scenario, these brief interruptions can lead to a TIA, or a mini-stroke, which is a catastrophic precursor to a major stroke. These 5 signs are not meant to induce panic. They are meant to induce action. The human body is remarkably good at cleaning itself if you provide the right signals. Plaque is not a permanent fixture. It is a dynamic condition. Through a combination of anti-inflammatory nutrition, the elimination of processed sugars, and the regular use of cardiovascular movement, you can stabilize and even begin to regress the buildup of plaque. You do not have to live with a silent clog. You have the power to monitor your blood pressure, demand a lipid panel from your doctor, and pay attention to how your body talks to you. Your health is not a passive experience. It is an active practice. Listen to the whispers of your body today so you don't have to deal with the shouts of an emergency tomorrow. If you found this information life-saving, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We are dedicated to bringing you the latest science-backed ways to protect your heart and longevity. If you have noticed any of these symptoms or have a personal story to share, leave a comment below. We are building a community where we can learn and heal together. Thank you for watching, and stay healthy.